Pranay Upadhyay also joins us on the broadcast to in fact put things into further context. Pranay, we've been keeping a track of the earthquake, or rather the aftermath of this earthquake, but right now with all the tsunami warnings that's coming in, the situation indeed seems very grim, I would say.
Definitely, there are a lot of concerns. There are a lot of worries off coast, especially the western coast of United States to the eastern coast of Russia, and including the various tsunami warning or tsunami watch warnings have been issued in Japan as well. So it's the region of, as our experts are also pointing it out, it's the region of northern Pacific Ocean. And if I count I was just looking at the USGS map, and this clearly shows that it's been over 18 earthquakes, for more magnitude than 5 on Richter scale in last 3 hours. So this clearly indicates, and in last 2 hours, there have been like more than 12 earthquakes of having an intensity of more than 5 on Richter scale. So this clearly shows that there is a lot of seismic activity in this region, and that's why, as far as the Russian coast is concerned, there are reports that in several ports of Russia, especially in the far east of Russia, there has been 3 tsunami waves which has hit that area. And there are reports that the ships have lost their moorings, and there is impact in that region. But as far as the population is concerned, Russia got time to evacuate many people from the coastal area. This is what being reported by the Russian media, and there are no reports of heavy damage in terms of the life loss. But yes, definitely we have to watch for another few hours, because what will be the intensity of this region. And besides US West Coast, the more concern will be on the northern coast of Japan, because that has more proximity to this region, especially the Kamchatka or Kamchatsky region of Russia, which was the epicenter of this huge earthquake.
Absolutely. Pranay, do stay with us right now. Let us quickly take our viewers through this very map that we now bring to them in terms of how this monster quake is affecting the various regions, which are not just particularly restricted to Russia itself or the Russian east coast itself, but the tsunami warnings issued are far off. Russia, of course, comes at the top of the list, but then Japan, as my colleague was also telling you, Philippines, Hawaii, Alaska in the United States. These are the 5 places that the tsunami warning at this given point is at its highest. 8.8 magnitude quake that's hit the Russian east coast is what we are reporting on, viewers, and it continues to be our top focus on the very bulletin here. Pranay, I'll come back to you at this given point. As we were talking about the tsunami threat, yes, it is indeed high for all the 5 regions that we have named. They all need to be on a high alert. If we speak of the United States at this given point, Hawaii especially is on the radar when we speak of the tsunami threat. In terms of disaster management, or rather measures that they're taking to evacuate people, what more are we picking up?
Not exactly the evacuation of people, from Hawaii is being reported right now, but definitely people have been advised not to go to the low-lying areas, to the coastal areas. People have been asked to remain prepared for any possible evacuation, and especially they've been asked and advised to go to the higher areas. And avoid the coastal regions. And as far as the West Coast is concerned, yes, especially the California state, which is the largest state of the United States, which is the highest populated state of the United States, has its own concern. But as I mentioned about the proximity or the possible the impact of the waves, that is being monitored, because the waves travel, and the longer they travel, the intensity gets reduced. So the higher intensity is expected more on the Japanese coast. But yes, definitely, if I give you the context of this earthquake, on Richter scale, even one numeric increase in the intensity of the earthquake gives the intensity rises at around 10 times. So 8.7 earthquake is equivalent to around 10,000 atomic bombs, the kind of atomic bombs or the nuclear bombs used in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So you can very well gauge the magnitude of this earthquake, which is 8.8 on Richter scale. So it's a massive earthquake, as you rightly termed it as a monster earthquake. So we are yet to see, we have never seen on this planet this intensity of earthquake with so much of population. Similar earthquake might have happened at earlier times, but the population was not, we were not as populous as we are right now. So we have to see, what will be the impact of it on the west coast of United States, especially these cities like Los Angeles, the cities like San Francisco, the Bay Area, which are heavily populated area of the United States, and that's why US has its own concern, and even India has its own concern, and that's why the Indian consulate in San Francisco has issued an advisory, asked Indian people to remain watchful and to follow the US advisories, especially the US weather services, because almost 20% of the Indian Americans are residing in California and the state and states like the nearby states, and especially the regions of Alaska are also being monitored, as you were speaking to the seafarers. They also indicated that yes, people are talking about these issues as they are approaching to the Alaskan coast. So Alaska, a region of United States, has its own concern. Hawaii, it being a low line, being an island, has its own concern. And normally, what happens, Shreya, here is that with such earthquake and with the approach of tsunami waves, there is a water level increase, which especially impacts the low lying areas. So the right now there are concern about the low-lying areas, the coastal areas. People have been advised to avoid those areas, and especially the ships. They are also concerned because especially the fishing community which resides near to the coastal areas, be it in Japan, be it in Hawaii, be it in United States, or be it in Russia. There are reports in the Severo port of Russia, which is getting impacted by the three waves of tsunami in last 1 hour.
Right, Pranay, absolutely. And you very rightly mentioned that while earthquakes of higher calibers have been seen previously, but nothing of the sort has hit this any region of the planet, especially at a time when we see higher density in terms of population. That is a bigger concern at this given point.